Hi, my name is Amanda Green, and I am doing a speech for my oral communications class with Professor Keys. The title of my speech is called Parenting for All Ages. I'm not affiliated with anyone, and this is based on my own personal experiences, so don't get mad. Alright, have you ever gone to a store or been out shopping and hear a kid screaming and yelling at their parents? Or overheard a conversation where someone says, "Oh, my child is such a brat." I have many times. The first thing that comes to my mind is, man, that's a result of your bad parenting. The second thing that comes to my mind is, well, they need to get some schooling. Growing up in school, we never once had a class on parenting. Sure, we had a class where you could take home a fake plastic baby that people always took the batteries out of. Or you had a class where you had to blow the yolk out of an egg and carry that around for a week. But how real is that compared to a baby? You also could have done babysitting when you were younger. But that's not really the real thing either, because you always gave the kids back at the end of the night. Well, again, I'm basing this off of my experiences. So, when I first found out I was pregnant, I thought, I got some time. I'll research later on how to be a good parent. And then things kept popping up, and you're like, oh, I still got some time. I'll research later. Along the way, you go and you look at parenting books, what to expect when you're expecting. Not even close. You research on the internet, but the internet's just like cable. Sure, it's got a whole wealth of information, but none of it's any good or reliable. Then you ask other people, other parents, what should I do? What did you do? That can be tough. Ultimately, you have to find out for yourself through trial and error. So fast forward in my pregnancy. It's been 9 months, and yes, it's the day of my induction. Time is up. Out comes a brand new baby girl. I have no clue on what to do. No family lives by me, so I can't just go over and say, here, take my baby. I need a break. I had to put on my big girl panties and figure it out for myself. So, again, I asked for advice, but again, there's no real help there. Asking my mom for advice, that's kind of sketchy because she always tells me either I don't know or just spank them. Just spank her, she'll figure it out. And after 7 kids, you'd figure that she would have something to say about it, but no. So bring home the baby. Did I get any help from my boyfriend? No. He'd rather watch TV and play video games than deal with a baby that never shuts up. So I was on my own. Then I saw a commercial for CareNet Pregnancy Center and decided to give him a call. It was the best thing I ever did. I went in and they gave me like a one-on-one mentoring with a nice old lady. I forget her name, but she was a nice old lady. They showed me informational videos, gave me like pamphlets and stuff to look at, and even some light homework. That way you could figure out what you were doing wrong and how to improve it. The place that I went to, CareNet Pregnancy Center, was in Lexington Park, Maryland. I'm not living there right now. I live in Nashua, New Hampshire. And yes, there is a CareNet Pregnancy Center here that I plan on going to. There is also a family resource center that you can go to if you want to take parenting classes. Some places they have you pay for parenting classes, other places they're free. You just have to feel it out and see what's right for you. Now, not everyone is a bad parent and needs to take parenting classes. Of course, there are those parents out there that are perfectly fine, good people that are good at being parents. And that's great. But then there are those out there that you look at and you're like, man, something's wrong with them and they need to get some schooling because they're not doing it right. Or you could have been like me and just been lost. You could have had a shitty parent that was never there, and then you want to be better than them. So you go and you get schooling. Don't be too prideful to go and learn to be a good parent. Like I said before, growing up in high school, they never taught you anything about parenting. No one teaches us how to be parents. And yet, we have to learn. So, in conclusion, don't be too prideful. Get help if you need it. And being a parent, next to being a spouse, is the longest job you will ever have. Ever. Wouldn't you want some training before you are thrown to the wolves? And be careful. Kids can smell fear. Also, I have 2 papers here that I printed out that I will give in class for the resources on where to go to look for parenting classes. Thank you. My name is Amanda Green. Have a good night.